Welcome to the Bivouac. This is the game of aggravation. Your goal in this game is to get all 4 of your marbles or pawns, whatever they happen to be, from the start row onto the start space, then around the board, and into your home row. When all 4 of your pawns are in your home row, such as like that, you win the game. On your turn, you're going to first roll the dice. I got a 6, which is wonderful. In order to break a pawn out of the start row, you need at least a 1 or a 6. I got a 6, so I can move one of them here to the start space. If there is somebody else on that start space, I would kick them off and they would go back to their own start row. If you roll a 6, you get to roll again. I then get a 2, I can move forward 2 spaces. When moving forward, you can move on over top or past people as you please. However, 2 marbles can never occupy the same space. So for instance, if I was here and I rolled a 2, I cannot go 1, 2 and put my marble there. However, we're an enemy piece right there. I could go 1, 2 and squash them. They instead go back to their start row and I take the place instead. When you move around the board, and you finally get to this home row, you must go into the home row and you cannot continue around the board. If you have other pawns already in there, you will need to get an exact roll to get in. For instance, if I was here, I would need a 2 to get 1, 2. There are 2 special movements you can make in this game. The first of which is going into this center space. You can get to that center space by an exact roll off of one of these corners. So, for instance, if I was here, I would need a 4 to get in. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that would get me in. I cannot go, if it was, say, a 5, I cannot go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It have to be an exact roll. When I am on here to get this person out, I need a 1. However, when I do so, I can go to any one of these 4 corners and land myself there. And I could potentially squash another pawn. The second thing you can do is that if you start your turn on a corner and you roll a low number, for instance a 1, a 2, or a 3, you can go that many corners around the board. For instance, if I rolled a 1, I could go 1 corner. If I rolled a 2, I could go 1, 2 corners. And if I rolled a 3, I could go 1, 2, 3 corners. If you roll a 4 or greater, you are not allowed to go 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and continuing around the board. It has to be 1, a 2, or 3. Of course, if you have a 1, you could also move into the center. If you have a move, you must take it, and if you cannot move, you instead just forfeit that dice roll. However, if it was a 6, you still get to roll again. The game is over once one person has lined up all 4 of their pawns in to the start row, and that person is declared the winner. And this is the game of aggravation.